Please welcome the chair of the Emerging Talents Jury, Wolfgang Marquardt, retired chairman of the board of directors of Forschungszentrum Jülich and VP of Helmholtz Association.
It's my pleasure and honor to briefly introduce you to the Falling Walls Lab, a full day of 100 pitches, 3 minutes each. Exciting pitches, inspiring and truly impressive. The topics really covered almost all the societal challenges we face. Energy, environment, climate, circular economy, health, and what more. It was also science communication at its best, really at its best. All the presenters did a great job in presenting their work with great clarity. The presentations were well structured and extremely well presented. Creative ideas we saw, how to explain a complex topic to a broad audience in a short period of time. Simple language, animations, clever illustrations, and also analogies were used in these presentations. At the end of the day, I was really leaving with a very positive perspective of the future. I'm sure and reassured that the future will be bright in face of these brilliant talents we saw. After the pitches, the jury had to solve a difficult problem, selecting 3 winners from, I would say, 100, almost winners, which we saw during the day. And you now will enjoy the presentations of the research topics of the 3 winners in the sequence, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. Enjoy.
Breaking the wall of rare disease therapies. Harry Wilton-Clark, Falling Walls Lab, Edmonton.
Today, I'd like to talk about rare disease. But first, I want to start by introducing a patient I work with, Riley. Riley is a 12-year-old boy with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, a disease causing muscular weakness and breakdown. Riley likes to watch hockey, he likes to play with Lego, and sadly, Riley is unlikely to live past his 25th birthday as his heart fails from his disease. Sadly, the story of Riley is far from unique. Duchenne muscular dystrophy is just one of about 7,000 different rare diseases affecting patients worldwide. And while these diseases are individually rare, collectively they become incredibly common. Currently, 1 in 15 children are expected to be born with at least one rare disease. Despite the debilitating or even fatal natures of these diseases, however, the development of therapies to treat them has lagged far behind for a few key reasons. Firstly, these diseases have very small patient populations. This makes it hard both to study and understand the disease, as well as to meet regulatory requirements when building therapies to treat them. Secondly, therapy development is expensive. It takes an average of $172 million to develop a single drug through FDA clinical trials right now. When we think about 7,000 different rare diseases, each with small patient populations that offer low ultimate return, there's low financial incentive for large corporate investment in developing therapies for these diseases. As a result, the development of therapies to treat rare disease has lagged far behind our clinical understanding of the same diseases. What we really need is a generic approach that can treat multiple rare diseases simultaneously. That's where our group comes in. Our group has focused on the development of antisense oligos, or what we like to call genetic bandages. These bandages bind to a mutation in a patient's genetic code and hide it from the body, helping to treat disease right at the genetic level. One of the main benefits of this approach is the flexibility. The same bandage, with slight tweaks in its targeting sequence, can be used to treat different mutations causing the same disease, or even different diseases entirely. And this approach is theoretically applicable to up to 80% of all rare disease right now. Another big benefit of these bandages is the safety. Many of you might be familiar with other gene therapy modalities, things like CRISPR. An issue with CRISPR is that the safety profile has been inconsistent between trials right now, limiting the speed with which we can develop these therapies. For genetic bandages, the safety profile has been very consistent, leading to less legal red tape and a streamlined FDA development platform that leads to faster, cheaper development of therapies when using this chemistry. Touching back on Riley. For my PhD project, I actually partnered directly with Riley and his family, and together we were able to develop bandages capable of treating his muscular dystrophy. Through this, we were hoping not only to help Riley and other young boys with muscular dystrophy, but to establish genetic bandages as a foundation for treating rare disease. There are over 7,000 different rare diseases, and 95% have no treatment, but we're looking to change that one bandage at a time.